How many of you have had a job that you despised? Well, I know the feeling. I worked in the fast food industry, probably like majority of you. I was 17 and it was my first job. I was excited and I was ready to show them how hard I could work. However, I quickly realized that my coworkers did not have the same mindset as me. They didn't even try to perform at their highest level. And at first, I was confused. I didn't understand. But after a few months, I quickly realized why. We were worked hard and we were worked for long periods of time. We all felt unappreciated and overused, and eventually I started going through the motions just as everyone else did. We just did not care if we were producing for the company and if we were doing well. So I did a little research. Why are majority of fast food restaurant employees teenagers? The answer: teenagers can be worked for long periods of time and paid minimum wage. Teenagers are cheap, disposable, and replaceable. With all that being said, employees that lack motivation are driven by their unhappiness and are detrimental to a business's productivity. They just don't care. Employees are bound to have unproductive days, but we can encourage them to perform at their highest level every day by increasing their self-awareness, promoting autonomy, and developing relationships. The first and simplest solution to restore motivation in employees is to increase their self-awareness. Self-awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's character, feelings, motives, and desires. To increase motivation, employees must know where they fit in society by using their top skills to navigate towards the perfect career. Majority of the time, people choose a career based on monetary values and end up going to work every day, dreading it, going through the motions just to get the job done. How many people do you know say they can't stand their job? Exactly, quite a few people. However, there's a connection between self-awareness and performance at work, and that connection has the potential to provide overwhelming results for a company. You see, when an individual understands how to apply their top skills to a career, they not only perform better, but they are noticeably happier. We can accomplish this by a simple self-assessment test for each employee and prospect employees. This will wean out unhappy employees, reduce incompatible new hires, and increase productivity. It is a tedious task, but employee happiness will rise, creating an improved environment for productive work. The only cost for this solution is spending company time to virtually test each employee and prospect employees, those training costs being approximately $1,200 per employee and an additional 34 hours spent to train each new employee. However, a self-assessment test is not the only way to encourage motivation. We can also exercise autonomy. Exercising autonomy allows workers to self-govern their daily activities and pursue tasks that actually excite them. Take the company Atlassian, for instance. This Australian software company gives their workers one day to work on whatever they want, but they have to produce something new. The result? The production of huge array of software fixes that would not have existed without this strategy. Autonomy encourages creative thinking, and creative thinking encourages motivation to produce. Employees that exercise autonomy are more efficient and more productive than employees who are dependent on their superiors to guide them. Businesses have relied on outdated motivation strategies, but new studies are showing that these strategies, they're not effective because they don't always work. Autonomy promotes creative thinking instead of narrowing the brain to find one solution, but at the cost of management losing full control. The most effective solution we can use to increase motivation is developing relationships with our coworkers. Developing relationships is easily accomplished through company trips. Many businesses offer fully or partially paid for company trips. These trips revolve around the idea of connecting and building relationships with each other. Bosses also have the opportunity to get to know their employees outside of the workplace. These trips are most effective for building compatible teams. Groups that have fun together have the emotional capital not to just excel in good times, but to get through hard times as well. Based on a controlled survey, 80% of participants said they would feel more motivated to perform daily activities if they felt valued by their coworkers and superiors. Employees want to feel valued and connected to coworkers, which then results in motivation to collaborate and perform at their highest levels. Company trips will provide a fun outlet for employees to bond, but it will cost roughly $3,500 a year to provide for housing, transportation, food, and entertainment. That cost is only a small portion of a greater profit for the company. And with all that being said, let's recap. It's important to know how to respond when employees begin to lose daily motivation, because low motivation is detrimental to a company and results in lost profits. To combat motivation, we can use self-awareness, autonomy, and communication. Having the opportunity to build relationships in the workplace is most effective than a personality test, incentives, and free will. Employees want to feel valued more than anything, and company trips will help everyone connect and build those critical relationships. If our goal is to eliminate unproductive workers, increase efficiency, and encourage creative thinking, we should plan a company trip each year. Feeling valued equals motivation to perform. So next time you see an employee slacking off, peek into their office and remind them how much you value and appreciate their hard work. And don't forget to remind them of the big trip coming up.